Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Let's
Go!
go.
Hello, I'm Linnetta,
And I'm Patrick.
and we are co-founders of
Vertical Connections Inc.
Oh, what a beautiful day.
Yes, yes, yes.
I can't help reflecting back on last night.
Oh, yeah? What about it?
Well, we had the opportunity to go to a dinner,
Mhm.
and we were asked to pick a friend up that we didn't know.
Right.
But because of the person I know, my mom, ran into an old friend. She said at the nail shop, I believe she said,
Mhm.
and she called out her name. She said she hadn't seen this lady in 23 years, and she knew
Wow.
her first and last name. And
It's crazy.
and so they met up, and my mom invited her to the dinner that we went to last night. We
Right.
had the opportunity to pick her up,
Hmm.
and we had such a good time meeting her.
Yes.
Small world.
Oh my goodness. And that just goes right into play with what we talk about, how we start our each time with a prayer and so forth. And it just made me think of if God had aligned everything perfectly so that Mama wouldn't have been at that place
Mhm.
at the exact same time. And they only spend about an hour there anyway. For them to cross paths and then have her recognize this friend was just unbelievable. And she again was a blessing to us
Yes.
as she shared so much of her past and her present and tied it into just history and things that made the night so much better.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. So anyway, that was really enjoyable, and I'm glad that you brought that up because that's a great way to start. We were thinking more along the lines of today when we were planning for this was how does information and experience relate to each other? And for us, we found out that so many times in the business world, when as entrepreneurs, we've been trying to study and learn and grow. And we're finding out that information is costly at times,
Hmm.
but what you get is not what you paid for.
Very much so.
And then we compare that to experience. And what have you found out with experience versus the information you've been given?
With the experience, we've learned that all the information that was given is not truth. So we've
Hmm.
been stacking up a lot of facts so that we can be more experienced to help other people avoid what we went through.
Right. And that's a big part of our YouTube is channel is the fact that we wanted to share our steps through that we've gone in creating our new company and corporation and through the services and fees that we paid and finding out that really all they've been is just a delay in our income. And it's been a
Wait, did you say our income?
our income.
And they have the power? Or just because of our lack of experience?
Yes.
But now that we know what we know, it's our money.
Yes. And that's how we can go on and use that information because we have to use it because they haven't shown us how to use it. And so then we have to go and do some extra steps and things. And then we have to just have some, we have some wins and we have some losses.
Mm-hmm.
And we have some positives and we have some negatives. And it's kind of interesting, we've listened to certain people and done some research and found out that for every positive there is a
Negative.
and every negative there is a
Positive.
so everything has two sides to it and it's just a matter of how we looked at it.
Yeah.
And we're hoping that as we go through this path and as we go through this journey of sharing with you our experience, that you will not have to go through some of the trials and tribulations that we have, or that we can at least give you some advice as we go on to just lead you in being an entrepreneur or helping you leave and beat the rule of 88
Mm-hmm.
so that you can do something for yourselves and buy back some of that time
Yes.
because we found out that when we've been employed through whether it was the school district or other individuals, we were selling our time, and then we had no control over what we did or the hours that we kept. But by buying back our time now,
We have gained control and we are learning how to not manipulate, but to work through our time.
mhm,
So this is really good.
mhm,
I was going to say, you were talking about our time
yes,
and uh, which is very important. I have filled some of my time up with getting a personal uh, mentor, or what do you call it? Yeah, there's another word I'm thinking of. Uh, Consultant.
yeah, that's a
Yeah,
good word.
to help build up some of my God-given gifts and talents, and that has taken up some time. So we are really working through how to manage our time. That's what I want to say. How
Absolutely.
to manage our time well. Yes.
So that's really good. And I found that, by being able to buy back this time, it's giving us opportunities that we would normally wouldn't have if we had sold our time
Yeah.
and been waiting for that check or paycheck at the end of the month. But rather, we're continuing to be able to get multiple deposits and do things that we want to do. So it's been so good. And part of that came with the other day we had something planned and scheduled, and all of a sudden a friend of ours said, "Oh, I can't do it. I'm not going to be able to make it." And we hadn't even gone through the today, and yet they were already giving up tomorrow. And that just didn't make sense to us because we're just thinking that each day we want to make the most of.
Oh, that's good.
And so when we heard that we just thought, oh, we've got to try something new. We've got to work with with the people around us and make sure that they feel the same way. And don't give up tomorrow when you haven't even gone through today yet. And that kind of reminds us of Matthew 6:34 as well.
Absolutely. Being anxious for nothing.
Yeah, if you worry about tomorrow, that is a waste of your time and your energy, and it just builds more anxiety.
Mhm.
And we know that today's going to have enough problems of its own. And so we want to not only take those problems, but look at their positives
Absolutely.
and make the most out of each situation.
There it is. You brought it back to me. What we choose to focus on during circumstances or situations, things that are brought to our attention, how we choose to respond makes a big difference.
It does. It really does.
Yes. So, along with that, daily bread, God given
Mm,
us our daily bread,
absolutely.
controlling what we can actually control
Hmm.
versus trying to, oh, what if, or I know this and I can't do this, and just coming up with excuses or procrastinating.
Ooh, procrastination. That's something that I've been seeing a lot of on YouTube and in just daily aspects of our life when we find out that procrastination hinders us because we are looking at an unfavorable outcome
Mm,
instead of something that's positive and gives us anticipation and excitement.
to want to do.
Want to do that. And so we just hope that we can share that with everyone else and just make sure that each person each day looks forward towards the anticipation of it rather than
Negative.
the negative of it.
Yes, the negative of I can't or coming up with those excuses that keep you hindered versus moving forward.
Yes, we just worry so much about what we lack instead of looking at what we have.
Yes,
So
being very appreciative.
we just thank you so much for today and being with us and listening to our message.
Are you ready?
Are you ready? Let's
Let's go.
go.
See you next time.
Bye.